in
Hey
progress.
everybody, we just got done reviewing It Happened One Night from 1934 on our other channel, House 6. Go look for that. It was directed by Frank Capra, who many have said directed the best Christmas movie ever, It's a Wonderful Life. But other people say that's not the best Christmas movie, that Home Alone is actually the best Christmas movie. So, for this bonus stuff topic, I thought we'd play a special game about Home Alone.
I was
And
worried for
I'm-
a second.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna go like what qualifies as a Christmas movie for a second. I was like, we're gonna be here for 4 hours.
Oh, I know. So this is a little game I call Grading the Pain.
Oh
Hey.
gosh. I see where this is going.
So we all know that Home Alone is all about the pain and the traps that Kevin makes to torment his victims. So what we want to do is we want to go through each trap and grade the pain on a scale of A, B, C, D, F, the classic grading scale.
It's like
And also,
which one's like a high pain and low pain? Is F low and A high, or is A low and
no,
F
we're
high?
going to go with A as high.
Okay.
Or do you guys want a different scale? Should we go through like 100? one through 100?
All my answers will
1
be
through 10?
72.
What'd you say, Jonah?
1 through 10?
1 through 10. Okay, we'll go 1 through 10 on the pain scale.
You know, at the doctor where they have the 1 through 10.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That's good thinking, Jerry.
we'll also deal with this with Saw later, but go.
Yeah, this could become a reoccurring series for us, grading the pain. And then tell us which trap you would probably tap out at, because you personally. All right.
Anything into.
All right. Anything into? Okay, so this is just the first movie. So grading the pain, our first trap. We got the old BB gun to the face. Also to the crotch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shoots what's his face in the crotch.
So BB guns, how much do you grade the pain?
I've never been hit by a BB gun.
That's one of the old ones too, where you could pump it up. So that would suck. 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give this a good solid 7. I was gonna say 7 because
Yeah,
it's
I was-
painful, but you could live through this, and there's a lot worse coming up.
Yeah, I'll give them a 6. It just kind of like bounces off their head.
It doesn't leave up too much of a mark, so I think
Yeah.
6 is fair.
Jonah, what do you think?
I have no reference for BB guns, so 7.
So you're just gonna trust Thomas?
You're in New Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dang it. I could have helped you out.
I could have shot you with a BB gun. Get over here, Jonah.
All right, you guys ready for trap number 2? We got slipping on ice.
Oh, that's like a 2.
Everyone's done.
Oh,
What?
that's gotta be at least I'd say
Are-
5.
We're going
I'd say
off of stairs.
I would say 5. Well, okay.
I'd say
What are you
4.
landing on?
I
as
mean,
a
he
thing?
takes it from the top of the stairs and lands on his back at the very bottom of the stairs. It's pretty rough.
Okay.
It's pretty painful.
I would say 5, but
Yeah.
if you land on the stairs, that would be worse. If you
It's
land
true.
on
It'd be
concrete,
worse.
that would be 5.
Yeah, I'm going 5.
I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah, 4.
4? Okay, I'll give it a 5. All right, so we're moving on. Trap number 3, the old hot doorknob.
I've done
Ooh,
this
man.
in the kitchen.
I think this probably goes 8 for me, man. It leaves a mark and it doesn't go away. It's
Yeah,
in
that
sequels.
stings.
It's in sequels.
Yeah.
That's how bad this was.
Okay, I'm gonna say 6, but it does have the aftertaste.
Oh
Wow. Yeah, that hurts all day.
He
That-
doesn't.
yeah.
Burn yourself.
That's
He's like Paul Ray right away either.
Yeah,
like,
he just
reacts
holds,
and then
like-
goes away.
Oh, I do that when I burn myself and I get
Yeah.
like hands. I'm like, I'm holding something.
Let go.
Because at first you're like, I'm gonna put this on the table, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to give it to like the lasting effects. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, 8.
Thomas.
Thomas?
Oh, I was agreeing. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. These tiny windows aren't good for nodding.
8? Okay, so moving on. Our next trap is the old iron to the face.
is the iron on? Yeah, it looks like it's.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah, because he
plugged
plugs it in. He turns it on earlier in the movie.
I would
Okay.
give this a 7 or 8 because one, you're getting physically hit with something, and
Yeah.
two, that thing is hot. So
But
Yeah,
also
but is
fit-
it
it's
like
also-
on there enough to
yeah,
like
it's
leave
just gonna
that?
be like a quick hit with the heat. So it's not. So I think it's 7. It can't be an 8. It's not worse than
and depending on how it falls, it could fall like on the handle,
on true.
unless it's the perfect fall and it just like sticks there, and you're just
It was the
It
perfect
just-
fall.
Rip, just his skin comes off as it's falling.
Oh, no.
There's no wrinkles. He's all smooth. I give it a 7.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting.
I'd say
with.
7.
8 again?
Mm.
8 again?
Because it's hot like the last one, but it's also hitting your face at like high speeds.
At terminal velocity.
I'm gonna give it a 6 just because I kind of agree that it kind of wouldn't do what it's showing it does
Yeah.
unless he kind of like sat there with it on his face. Have you any of you guys tapped out yet?
No,
No.
I forgot about that.
I'm hungry
Forgot
for
about that
more,
too, to be honest with
Joseph.
you.
I don't know. The door handle might tap me out, man. That would be awful. Not
I don't
a
think
fan
I'd
of
hold it as long as him though.
That's true. But
I
if,
just
if
figured,
you
like,
had to, it'd be like, woof.
Joseph, I'm thirsty for more.
Okay, Jared's thirsty for more. Here we go. A
Oh,
flame
okay.
torch for the head.
I'm not thirsty anymore.
Gotta give this one like a 9, right?
Well, I don't.
Wouldn't that go up to 10?
I feel
I don't
like
know because it doesn't seem like it's like sticking because like you can get hit by flames and not like actually get super burnt.
Yeah.
So
Let's say the snow has melted on his little beanie. Like, he got a little time.
And
No.
it's wet.
Yeah.
I think this was probably because
A 9.
in the movie he dunks his head in there and he pulls it out.
Yeah.
It's singed pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
so for
probably
his
a 9.
reaction, I would give it a 9.
Yeah.
But realistically, I
And
don't
again,
think
he
your head
doesn't-
would catch fire like that though.
And again, he stands there for like a full minute under.
Yeah, he
just-
does
true.
stand there a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time.
They do
So
accept a lot of pain.
Are you gonna give it a 10, Jonah?
I'll go 9.
Are you guys tapping out after a flame torch blows on your head?
Maybe, but not.
I think I'd be
Burned.
so mad because now I'm bald and burnt.
Now you just want
And,
revenge?
Yeah, it's getting more to the anger side. I feel like if you're at this point, it's less about the successful job and more about I'm going to beat this kid in the movie. In the movie,
If what is on here is what I think is on here, I'm gonna kill you, Joseph.
I was definitely on here, and I would tap out instantly.
It's the tap. All right. Here's your line the old nail to the foot.
I've stepped on a nail.
I've done this and it
Yeah, I've
sucks.
Never done it. I don't
That's
want
deep
to.
though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I fully like. It's not as bad as you think.
It's the thought of it though.
Yeah.
Like,
He also
Like-
you don't know how deep he goes. How deep does he go in the
It
movie?
shows
It
how
goes
deep
pretty
goes.
deep.
He goes pretty deep.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't go through though.
No,
no.
No.
I mean, when I stepped on a nail, it didn't go through.
It'd have to be rated R.
This is where John Krasinski got the idea for A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Right
Oh
here.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've done this too, and it hurt for like years.
years.
Years?
Yeah.
You get tetanus? What?
Yeah. I mean, I had to get a tetanus shot, but
Mhm.
it didn't hurt for years. It just kind of sucked.
It
'cause-
kind of just hurt in that time, not like.
yeah, and then
I
it
think
kind
I
of
just remember the pain. Like I remember
Yeah.
what it feels like.
then it just
Can't
ached
forget
for a
it.
while. So
Did
Uh,
you keep walking up the stairs with all the tar on it?
Does he?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he's up there with the nail.
It goes up a couple steps.
Yeah.
oof.
God,
because he gets his socks off and
that's
everything,
so
right?
unpleasant. Yeah.
Honest-
Did you look for another way around?
Honestly, I'd give it a 5.
5. Ugh.
It's like one of those instant pains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it like immediately. I would give it a 10, but like going forward, I'd give it a 5.
I'm going 7.
Yeah, I'll go 7.
Yeah, it's still
All right.
too unpleasant to give too lower than a 7.
And again, I think I'd just be angry at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Next one. Dressed like a chicken.
That's like a,
This
Game
is-
0.
A zero?
it's
Zero?
a,
Okay.
it's a 2 only because all that sticky stuff. That would be really annoying.
The
I would-
pride takes a hefty 8.
I would say that the anger would override the hurt.
You
at this
definitely see
point.
the anger in his eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's definitely a 1, but that sticky stuff would be
Oh, it'd
pretty
be so
annoying.
That would kill Carlos. He would hate that.
Carlos don't like sticky.
Mm-mm.
Don't do the sticks.
no sticky.
All right. Next one, the glass ornaments to the foot. So he just stepped on a nail. Now his feet are taking more damage.
Well, he also
It
just
could-
keeps stepping on them. It's like slide your feet. Stop
It
picking
could-
them up.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be Legos. Just saying.
That's true.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'd give this a 7 though.
Legos you can step down softly on. You can't step down softly on these because they break beneath your feet.
Well,
Yeah,
he
but-
didn't know about him, so he went.
I mean, like he continues to walk. He's like,
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
keeps
the thing is he continues to do this. It's the part is like the stupid part,
lunatic.
but that
Um,
would suck. And I have stepped on glass before, and that
Have you
does
stepped
suck.
on glass? I think I
Yeah.
have. I can't remember.
It cut up my right.
I think I'm
foot.
just really
And
careful with my feet because I've never done any. of
I've
this
never
stuff.
stepped on
I
glass.
know. You guys are careful.
I used to run around
Um,
barefoot.
I'm diabetic.
Um,
I don't know.
I'd go
I don't.
6,
I've
I
never
think.
stepped on glass.
I'm gonna go 6.
I know my youngest brother stepped on a nail in the middle of the road. That was like a random. We're
Unfortunate.
like, why is there a nail?
I'm just gonna give since I gave the nail a 5. I'll give this a 5. I have no like.
I give this a 5.
Yeah,
this
this
is-
is 6.
This is another one it's unpleasant, but it would suck in the moment. You're like, oh
Mhm.
god, that hurts.
I feel like there would be pieces of glass like was lingering.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and it's also like that really like fragile glass. It's not like hardy like window
Yeah.
pane glass.
RD.
Yeah.
That stuff I have gotten cut by window glass.
That would be like
sucks.
taking out splinters if it did
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've gotten cut by window glass, and that's
This
like
is-
slicing your arm open.
This is the
Sucks.
deepest conversation about stepping on stuff.
I forgot to mention that nail I stepped on went through my shoe. I was wearing shoes. and
Yeah, I was
shoes.
wearing shoes.
I have been
Same.
very close to. I stepped on a piece of wood with a nail in it, but it
Oh.
literally just it literally put a hole in my sock on the side of my foot.
I almost got stepped on.
Walking with a clog under my foot.
That'd
I
be
helped a guy
terrible.
once. All right, next one. The micro machines.
That's
the
just another
fall would
slip.
hurt- The fall would hurt more.
yeah, it's
than
the fall
stepping.
hurts more than the
Yeah.
slip.
You're falling
zero.
on micro
Going-
machine.
I go 0.
I'm going 4.
Yeah.
with it.
0?
You gotta go.
I'm
four.
doing-
Still falling.
You get like
Two.
Oh,
a ladder in your back, man. I don't know. I'll go 4.
Four.
I'm
Like
going
a-
2.
An airplane
Okay.
propeller in your back. Ow.
I would go 2 for the fall, but not the actual
Okay.
machines.
I'll go 3.
Because they're
Four.
underestimating these toy cars. I
Or
promise you.
Jonah.
Yeah, good
You are
Jonah.
still
Good Jonah.
falling like full on the cars.
Exactly.
I love. I promise you, you're gonna feel that.
All right. Next one. Those paint cans to the
Oh.
nozzle.
Oh, that would be so unpleasant,
I
man.
would say an 8. That would suck.
They take
Yeah.
like 2 each, right?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
could hurt, man.
Depending on how full they are, too.
Yeah, they've been
Yes.
used.
I have gotten hit by a full like paint can, and that freaking hurt. Not in the face, but like my
Okay.
hand.
I know.
Hear me out. I have a very like tough skull. Like it's usually
What?
when I get hit in the
Not on
head,
top.
not on top.
The face.
We're good.
I've been hit in the head a lot.
True.
I'm gonna get-
Yeah, many times.
Yeah, Joseph hit me with a bat.
Good.
Think
it
like,
was a child's bat.
I'll
It
go
was
7.
metal.
I'm going 7 with this one.
I'm gonna go 6.
I'm going 8 personally because this is going right for my nose, and my nose
Yeah.
is super sensitive.
Oh,
I would-
Right in the schnoz.
I would automatically get a bloody nose just by looking at this thing. It's like,
You pervert.
whoa!
Yeah, I know.
What did you say, Jonah?
It's not as like death inducing as the second movie, but so I'd go an 8.
Oh man, the second movie, Jesus.
They'd be dead in the second.
Yeah, that's
I'm
rough.
pretty sure they did die because we never saw them again. Just saying.
All right, next one. The old tripwire.
Another fall.
Another
I give
fall.
this- I give it a 2
This
to
one
3.
is front facing though. Like, the others are back.
Yeah, I think it's a 1.
Yeah, this one's
you can
not too
recover
bad.
You're
from
all right
yeah.
after this.
You can catch yourself.
Yeah.
If you fall forward.
You kind of do this
There's
to
a-
yourself all the time.
there's a
I've
rail
done this
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a railing right there. You can just
Whoop.
0.
0.
You
Okay.
failed, Kevin.
And here's the one you guys have all been looking forward to.
Thomas, avert your eyes.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's. where
Are
I
we
go
just
out,
talking
man.
about the spider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out. I
I'm
have to
out.
drop out here. I can't. No way.
Out.
Pain 0, dropout 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I'd be screaming louder than he did, man.
I would willingly take the crowbar after.
I know. It's like, just kill me, please.
It's a 10. I don't care. Just it's a 10. Get that shit out of my face.
I don't think it'd be too bad.
It's a 10,
Yes, it
Joseph.
would.
I would literally scream like him.
What if
top
it
of
was-
my just
What if it was molting on your face, Joseph?
Oh, okay, that's pretty bad.
Twitching and throbbing. God.
he did have a ton of rat guts, so he's good. He's not gonna eat you.
It's not gonna
Oh.
bite you. Yeah. All right, last one.
Oh,
So they're on a rope. He cuts it, and they fly into a brick wall.
But the thing is, there's so much snow. Just let go at any point before the wall, you know?
yeah.
It's like, just let
They're
go.
pretty high up.
But it's like,
Yeah, it's
brick
third
wall or
story,
snow, I'd
right?
take snow.
And an attic.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's
his
like a
face is
third
good there, though.
story smack.
Ah, man, that'd be pain. I could probably go with like a.
Okay, Michael,
Hmm.
you've jumped off of a building, correct?
Several, yes.
Okay. When you hit the ground, how painful was
But
it?
I like roll though to not.
Or that's what I'm
have it
saying.
painful.
I-
I did on a wooden, like gymnasium plaything, whatever. I jumped off of it and I grabbed one of the poles. This wasn't like a physically hit thing, but I grabbed one of the poles and it was just splinter hell on my arm.
Jeez.
I'd
Is this
probably like
Legacy Play Village?
no, it was in my friend's backyard. I had probably
Oh.
50 splinters in my forearm. It was awful.
See, that sounds worse than hitting the brick wall.
That's the only time I can think of jumping.
Has
and
anyone
hitting
hit a
something
brick wall before? I've hit
I've
a glass wall.
else. You a
I
bird?
skid I
How?
skid my arm going down a whole like brick wall in Albuquerque, and it like tore up my arm.
I've
Can't think of
Okay.
ever actually ran into a wall like that before.
Mm-hmm.
I've fallen face first in downtown Lubbock on the brick streets, if that counts.
How much
it
were you
hurt?
drinking?
It did hurt, but no more than just a regular fall. It's just like, oh, that's kind of pleasant.
Justin,
Or
did you say you
unpleasant?
did you run into a glass wall? Did you say that?
Yes, I did say that.
Did you not know it was there?
No, I didn't.
No.
Okay.
Also-
That's Joseph. Like
That's a
prancing
story
there.
for another time.
Also, they're also wearing like trench coats. It's not like it's hitting bare skin. I'm gonna go with a
Yeah.
4.
I'd say a 5, but yeah,
Really?
around that.
Yeah,
7?
I think they're okay after this. Like they got their arms
Yeah.
to block it and everything. They're okay.
Again, honestly, just jump in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's say you can't. You have
Okay.
to slam into that wall.
Just I don't know, 5.
Dang, I'm going to go.
Because you
8.
just hit your shoulder, you just
Yeah, it's gonna hurt really bad, but you're all right.
You have the time to think about it.
yeah.
The only thing I can think of that would come close is I was in like this rappelling camp thing when I was younger, and you have to go forward when you're like going down the rope. Well, my feet slipped and I just went like, that's the only thing. Because I was on a rope and I did have like forward trajectory and I hit face first into the climbing tower. And I was like, ow. But that was like maybe a 5. And I was like, that kind of hurt. Ow. And I'm hanging 40 feet up above the air. So
So again, I think Jared's got a good point. If I hit my shoulder, I'm okay. But if it's my nose, I'm like, it's 9. It's a 9.
So the tool chest is just where you would
Yes. All right. So that was grading the pain for Home Alone 1. Maybe next year we'll do Home Alone 2.
10, 10, 10, 10.
10, 10,
That one,
10.
it's That was immediate death.
Bricks from the sky.
Dude, that's insane to even think about.
Oh, that hurts.
That's like 30 stories
Oh,
up,
no.
right to the face.
He's choking him straight.
He straight up murders those
That
two
would
guys.
kill you, yeah.
That's like that's like the difference between the first one, the second one, and like Skyfall. Like
Skyfall.
because he uses the same like logic
The
in
movie?
Skyfall. He's like, I'm gonna kill these guys.
Even the fall in that one, like the slip fall, is like off that ladder, which is like
Yeah.
2 stories up, and you're just like, ah.
Ow.
All right. Hi. How's it going?
Hey.
So let's
Jazz
get
hands.
into what we did this week.
I can go first. I didn't
Okay.
do too much.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Crap. I gotta put my password in. Hold on.
Oh my
Ah,
god.
dang
I'm
it.
going first.
It took 2 seconds. Good lord.
Wow.
Big babies. Okay, so I actually watched a movie this time.
What?
I saw
What?
I saw The Machinist for the first time with Christian Bale.
Oh, so
that's
you
a
saw
weird
2
movie.
movies.
It's a very
You
weird
lied.
movie.
That's a weird feeling movie, and the music in that is really odd too, because it's like I don't know, it's like royalty free, like it's kind of goofy music. It's weird. Christian Bale again does amazing. He's really good in that. But
like a
just
twig.
a weird movie. Yeah. Then I watched some TV. I finished Mob Psycho season 3.
I finished that before him.
Oh, I've only seen
I
season
was-
1.
I was watching it as it was airing, so
Yeah, Joseph,
and then it
watch My Hero. You can't talk. Watch
We're
My Hero.
in the
watching
middle
it
of
now.
it. We are
Good.
in the
It's
middle.
so
of it.
amazing. Sorry, go ahead, Jared.
did you finish season 1, Michael?
Yes,
Did you like it?
I loved it. It's amazing.
Season 2 is
Nice.
probably the best.
Oh,
Yeah, season 2 is really
of
good.
Mob Psycho. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about My Hero. I'm just like, I mean,
that was
pretty sure
10 years
he's
ago?
watched.
I don't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure he's watched that
Yeah.
first season.
He skipped right to 6.
Yeah.
And then I started season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Really good. And then now we're on the YouTube. The first shout out is a channel called Transport Radio. They did a video called The Untold Story of Number Girl, which is a really good Japanese rock band. I've been listening to them a lot lately. Just really like people compare them to the Pixies, but they're just really good, like punk kind of music. Kind of like Asian Kung Fu Generation, kind of in that vein. Just really good. And then I'd like to shout out Red Letter Media's Star Trek: The Next Generation trivia. Finally, Mike and Rich go up against each other in a trivia match about Next Generation. They love Star Trek, and they know way too much about Next Generation and pretty much all Star Trek. So it was fun to watch them actually go up against each other. And these are some like intense questions. Like I only knew like 1 or 2.
I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but
Oh no.
well, I was gonna say if you wanted to watch it together, but guess what? Somebody already did.
I watched it at like when it aired, dude.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like on
Dude.
that, dude.
dude.
Well, it has been a long time coming, so
Yeah. And then a channel I recently subscribed to called Scamboli Reviews. He's an anime YouTuber, and he had a video called "This is what a terrible anime looks like," and it was on Future Diary. He
like
still
that
loves
anime.
he still loves the anime, but he's just pointing out how like ridiculous the writing is in it,
True.
and just how some things didn't make sense, but he does love it, and he's like, it's a fun watch. And then I think Carlos wants to recommend it one day on the channel, and I'm like, okay.
What is that one we hated? There was one that was really bad, and I can't remember what it was.
Do you have any descriptions?
It was the animation was very like jarring, and it was like super fast. You remember that? I don't know. Go on.
Then
oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. It used to come on like Stars. Something about leaves, wasn't it? Something about leaves, dead leaf? No, something.
Dead Leaves.
Yeah, was it Dead Leaves?
That was a movie. That was like a Gynax movie.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
I like that movie.
You like that movie?
It was like the Trigger guys before they went to Trigger.
Oh, okay. You know what else was bad? X. Remember X movie?
So one YouTuber that Carlos watches, he put out a whole like a survey, and he's like, "What is the worst anime in your opinion?" And I put X.
Yeah, X is bad.
I saw a video say X is the worst of humanity in an anime.
Yeah. Then I watched Penguin Zero's cheese tier list, and they just rated a bunch of cheese. It was a really fun video.
As you do. Apparently.
I would want to watch that just to learn because I don't know what are like the good cheeses that aren't normal. Like the normal ones, but then there's a lot of weird names. Like I want to try the weird names. I don't know what's good. Does it smell like foot?
I'll send you the video.
I don't need a video. I need like a tasting board.
True.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
We should go try cheese someday.
Cheese. Thomas, you ready?
Yeah, Thomas, get in on this.
You might find a cheese you love.
Well, that's the thing. I would be willing to try doing that to try to find a cheese that I like.
Okay, bonus stuff.
I can guarantee you though, 98% be like, that's trash. It's like a $3,000 cheese.
You've heard it here, folks. Bonus stuff in future years. We're gonna go try some cheese.
Yeah.
Every cheese we can find.
Here's my thing about that. Would you eat just the cheese straight, or would you put it on a cracker?
Cheese straight.
I would try it with crackers because that's the caveat I find with a lot of the cheeses that I like. It has to be on something. Like I like it on pizza. I like it in like the breads, or not the breadsticks, the mozzarella sticks, like it fried, that kind of stuff. That's where I like my cheese.
We also got a bowl of grapes.
Baby Bell is Edam.
English,
that is mozzarella.
No,
that is like multiple.
Well, they have different flavors, but the original flavor is Edam.
Mm. They tried Wensleydale. I was like, huh. That's a Wallace and Gromit shout out. And then Michael made me listen to
made you
do anything.
Dead Poet Society's new releases, and I watched the music video for "I Hope You Hate Me." It was a really cool video. It's a good song. And that's all I watched. Well, I watched a bunch of like old stuff. Nothing to shout out.
Nothing new.
Jonah, would you like to go next?
Someone else first.
Okay, I'll go since I think I have some that bleed into everyone else.
Whoa.
Because Jared lied. He watched two movies.
Oh, yeah.
He watched the new Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem or whatever it's called.
Had you not seen that?
We had not seen that.
Movie's
I wanted to see it.
So we three watched it. It's different. It's a Ninja Turtle movie that focuses more on the mutants than the ninjas. I like the art style. I couldn't stand the voice. The voices, yeah.
Except it was a baby.
Leo was fine. Donatello sounds like a baby.
And Michelangelo is too deep.
Yeah, Michelangelo has this deep old voice for some reason. Raph sounds like I don't know. I don't know. I don't like Raph either. Yeah. It's not my favorite Ninja Turtle movie. What do you think, Jared?
I like the art. I was really disappointed. I thought I'd like it a lot more, especially with like the 90s soundtrack, 90s hip hop soundtrack.
The music was good.
I do like that. I did like Ice Cube as the Fly. That was fun. I was surprised by a lot of the voices. Like one was Mr. Beast, one was
really
one was Post Malone.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen and John Cena as Bebop and Rocksteady.
Paul Rudd, yeah. I like how it says introducing Paul Rudd. We know who Paul Rudd is.
I don't like when Splinter doesn't have like a
I didn't like
Karate Master.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Whenever he just like learns it by like video or
The
whatever.
book?
Yeah, I don't like that. But overall, I kind of want to see a sequel. This one was just kind of boring, and I didn't really
The
care
story
for this
was
one.
very like typical, and like the ending with it going all big. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I've seen this a million times, but
It was kind of like it was too long, but it's kind of like the CG animated one.
Mhm.
Where I
liked it more than
really
that one.
You liked it more than that one.
I didn't like the CG one.
I really liked the CG one until the end. I don't like the end.
I like the who was it?
I-
Raph and Leo fight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
best
like
fight.
anything else in that movie though.
I don't remember that movie at all.
I
You don't like-
actually,
when POD plays
Oh,
when they infiltrate the
here comes the
engineer.
boom.
Yeah. Well, no. It was off of Testify. What song was that, Jared?
I can't remember it off the top of my head. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, it wasn't Here Comes the Boom because I remember watching with Jared. We're just like, yeah, that's POD. That's Testify. We know that album.
I didn't like Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't either.
Crazy people.
I usually like all his
I
stuff,
like
but this
Jackie
I was
Chan,
like,
but I didn't.
yeah.
The love scene between him and the thing was unsettling and disturbing. but the rest of it I enjoyed.
I was actually prepared for worse, so when it did that, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we saw it like opening weekend, and everyone in the theater was just, "Oh my god, Like, what was
I know.
that?"
I remember you guys freaking out, so I was like, "Oh
It
no,
was
what is it
unsettling.
doing?" It's Lights Out from POD.
Lights out. Okay.
Um,
I thought he was just telling Jonah
Okay.
to go to bed.
it's
but yeah, I did like
like
the
a
art.
bird just throws a towel on his head. Go to bed.
I did like how the art was kind of like that indie comic style.
Mhm.
That was kind of cool. Okay, and then me and Jonah have started My Hero season 6. Man, this
Well, I've
one
seen it
is
before, but
yeah. Jonah's
I've
seen
seen
it,
it
so he's
subbed.
helping me get through it.
yeah.
But man, this one is just like non-stop action.
I
It
know.
doesn't stop, dude.
It doesn't stop.
It's insane.
It doesn't stop for like action
It's so
or
good.
emotional
It's so
like
good.
roller coaster ride.
Oh, I love it.
Like it's like 211
It's-
the entire
It's
season.
insane. They're like, just do everything right now, right here.
Do you guys see the release date for season 7?
No,
May
Yes.
4th, I think.
Hey,
Yeah,
Was it 8th? What'd you say?
I think it's the 4th.
4th.
Yeah.
Somewhere beginning of May. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I asked Jonah, it's like, is it like this the whole season? And he's
I
like,
love- Normally-
yeah, except for the last episode.
No, I
It's like,
said I said it's all good through the last episode.
oh, I thought you
Like-
meant the last episode.
Well, no, the last 2 episodes are a little more.
But it's
And
understandable.
Yeah, it's like the just
but it's
the-
super
the weight-
emotional in the.
Yeah, like all the weight kind of just drops.
Oh,
at the
man,
last
I
2
wanna watch it again.
episodes.
I'm coming
Jill
out with
says-
it.
Joseph
when I
asked
was
that.
wa- Oh, go ahead.
Joseph
I
asked
love-
Jonah, "Does this maintain?" And Jonah's just like, "Buckle up."
Yeah.
Just
No,
started.
it's-
Well, I remember when I was
He was
watching
like,
it, Michael's like, yeah, yeah.
Because Joseph's like, man, this is good. I'm like, we haven't even gotten to the good stuff. yet.
yeah.
We're only like episode 5.
Oh my gosh, dude. I watched it in
What
2
was-
sittings. I couldn't stop.
What was
Wow.
the season where they rescued the girl? What was her name?
Oh, Ari.
Ari.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Four. I remember
4.
watching that with Jared, and like that whole season was kind of like a build up. And we're like, holy crap! And but
That's
this
like the
season,
second best.
the second season was good, but
Yeah, second's good.
but this one just like
It's full
opens
throttle,
up
no
with
stop.
it does not stop.
Crazy. Because I remember hitting the point where you think, oh, okay, now we've hit the point where we're going to story. And then
Mm-mm.
Jared was like, no, you have not. I was like, oh, okay.
You get to that second or that mid season like change up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, thank God, a change of pace. Oh no, we're still going.
It's so good. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, Joseph.
And that Deadpool guy died.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
You didn't like him?
I didn't like that character.
Really? He's like
He was-
Deadpool.
Character.
He was the heart of the team.
Yeah.
He was.
The weakest part of the show for me is the villains.
Really?
Really?
I don't really like love any of them.
Interesting.
We're
Love
gonna
them
have
all.
to do a review for season 7
I-
and stuff.
There's questions I had, but I can't say because of the season.
Yeah.
I thought it's quite brave for an anime to hold out for like 6 or 7 seasons and then give you the waifu That bunny chick,
Oh yeah, yeah.
amazing.
Then
I'm
she
like,
was
who is
destroyed.
this? Where has she been?
Those thighs, man. Ooh.
And she
But
gets
they're like-
destroyed immediately.
Yeah.
They're like, she does everything a rabbit could do, but better. And I'm like, rabbits have heart attacks.
I know.
But better.
Better heart attacks.
Oh my.
Yeah, so remind me, we'll do something before season 7 comes out. We'll talk about everything.
Or we can do it on my channel.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. All right.
You can review season 7 on your channel. We'll give you that. And then I started Reacher season 2. So I wasn't a huge fan of, everyone loves Reacher number 1. I wasn't a huge fan. I am enjoying Reacher number 2 better though. It still has that kind of CBS kind of cop show feeling to it, or detective show, procedural, I guess you would call it. It still kind of has that feeling to it, but I love when this show just goes kind of crazy. I don't know. You guys have probably seen the trailer where he kicks a car and the airbag like deploys in the guy's face. There's another scene where there's a guy running away, and so he like picks up a barbecue or a grill, an outside grill, and like throws it and it like lands on the car.
Jeez.
But I've discovered that one of the reasons I really like this season is the first episode, he eats a really good looking sandwich. And then the second episode, he goes to a casino buffet, man.
Shrimp tacos everywhere.
And she's like, hey, man, you took that all you can eat as a challenge, didn't you? And he's like, I haven't even gotten started. There's another cool part where he needs a gun because he doesn't have a gun. So he goes and he goes to a church and he's like, hey, where did the drug dealers where did they deal? So he goes and he like kicks a drugs dealer butt just to take his gun, and then he takes the money and just like, hey, here's for the services to the church. So yeah, I wish I
He's like, just paying my tithes, and then he goes off and kills more people.
It just makes you wish you could be like this guy that just travels the country and then kicks bad guys' butt, but alas, I'm not a giant man like Reacher is.
He is huge, man.
That is a
Good
giant man.
Dude, he
Large
is,
human.
man.
Alan Richardson is a big man.
Jesus.
He takes his shirt off at one point and his shoulders are like, ugh. It's like, are you gonna pop? I'm scared.
Oh,
Good lord.
Yeah.
I just looked him up.
Big
He's a
guy,
big dude, man.
Okay, that's why like all the like fans of like Jack Reacher were like laughing when Tom Cruise was playing him. They're like, what?
Yeah. I like the Tom Cruise movies, but
I do
know
too.
a lot of
Well,
people are like,
I like the first one more than the
the
second.
second
I don't
one.
think I ever saw the second one.
Sounds good.
He's in New Orleans. Nolans.
Nolans.
Continuing with Murder at the End of the World. Like Michael said with episode 5, it does, you're enjoying the first part and you're like, they're getting to some stuff. And then they just drag their feet the rest of the
Yeah.
episode. And then why do they end it on a cliffhanger like that? The main character isn't going to die.
Did you watch episode 6?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm on episode 6. Episode 6, it's all right. It was not as good as episode 5 beginning.
Yeah.
I don't like Bill. Bill's a big whiny baby.
Yeah, he kind of. I feel like he didn't. I feel like he wasn't like that in the beginning of the season, the series, and like in this one, he really hits the like, "Hey, you're kind of crazy. Get away from me!" Like you kind of have that mystery when the season starts. Like, why did he leave? You don't really know, and then it's like, oh, you just kind of you just whiny and weird, and you laugh.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that he was going to be like that, and episode 6 totally confirms
Yeah.
it. He's like, I want to know how you're feeling. And I was like, oh my God, get this guy out of here.
I'm going to tell one of my enemies that you're just whiny and weird.
Be whiny and weird. Stop it.
All right, on the movie side, last week, I forgot to mention I watched this movie called Kandahar. It's Gerard Butler, pretty basic movie. It's kind of like The Covenant, but not as good as The Covenant. It's got some bad CG I didn't like. There is one good scene in it. I will say that there's one good scene. And then I watched a doc called Bye Bye Barry, and this was about Barry Sanders, who the greatest running back I've ever seen. He's if you guys ever watch him, he's just crazy. He like runs backwards and runs all over the field. But he played for 10 years for the Detroit Lions, who suck. And then he just like left, and no one know why he left, because he was just like, he needed like 2 more games just to beat the record, Walt Payton's rushing record, and he just left. But you find out that he's just that dude, man. He doesn't care at all about records. He was just about like making the team better. And you just kind of respect those guys they don't care at all about personal achievements. He's one of those guys who scored a touchdown. He just kind of like, whatever, I scored a touchdown. He is totally different than like the guys today who just like do self dances and celebrates and stuff.
Did he ever do that thing where he jumped over the whole line of scrimmage to get a touchdown?
No, he was a shorter guy.
Oh, okay.
He was no reach.
So he was more about the guys just could not bring him down because he would just keep spinning and spinning. And just, like, I love watching that guy run. And then I watched a movie called The Sister Brothers. It's a weird Western. John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like it's a Western, but they're speaking modern, kind of. It's weird, but not like slang or anything. It's just, it's hard to describe.
Did it feel like it was on purpose, or
yeah, it kind of
just they
felt
couldn't
like.
write it?
No, it felt like actors trying to act like cowboys.
Mhm.
But it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just a totally different Western. It didn't feel like a neo-Western. It didn't feel like an old Western. It was just its own different style. And very painful what happens to these men. But I did like John C. Reilly, and it's more of a serious role for him. And I did like him in a more serious role. And then a few weeks back, or maybe even last week, I recommended a YouTube channel called Great Art Explained. And turns out he just has a new channel that he started called Great Books Explained, which is really cool because
channel.
you've seen that.
The art one.
Oh, the art one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you like that one, probably like the book one. I've been looking for a channel like this for a long time that does,
Yeah, I've wanted something like that.
explains kind of novels and
Mhm.
literary novels. Because there's a ton of sci-fi ones. I mean, you could find
Yeah.
Dune on a bunch of channels. But I've always wanted one that does classic novels.
Mhm.
So he's already got 3 up. He's got Alice in Wonderland. He had, what were the other 2 I watched? Ulysses, and what the heck was the other one? I don't know. I'll think about it. But that's all I did. So you guys can go now.
Who's you guys, Joseph?
Yeah, who's you guys?
Oh, no, are you ready, Jonah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I have 4. I probably won't talk about this one long because you guys reviewed it, but I did go see Boy and the Heron,
Oh, nice.
and I loved it.
Thank you.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. Everyone else poo-pooed on it. And I was like, no, this is
Yeah.
great.
We didn't poo
You
poo
pooed on it. You pooed all
No,
over
it
it.
just
You
said
took
it was
you smeared
standard
it.
Ghibli.
It just
smeared
wasn't
poo-poo.
as
Which is
good
great.
as some of his other ones. That's all we're saying.
Real fast. The other
Huh.
book was The Great Gatsby, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
have always loved the cover of The Great Gatsby. That's one of
Dude,
my favorite.
I just
book
found the
covers.
channel. Yeah, I love that book cover. It's so good.
Yeah, there's so much that happens in this movie, so I can't really go much into it here. But yeah, just it does feel like a lot of his other movies, but it does feel improved from some of them. And I like how it's like slower at the beginning before the fantasy stuff, which I really liked, and then it gets into it. But I think the third act is the weakest. I didn't really like the bird like kingdom it goes into. And
It's like The Boy, Not the Heron.
no, they're parakeets.
Hmm.
But I like a lot of his films. It has kind of an abrupt ending also,
Mhm.
which is weird. But overall, I really love this one. I think it's probably my fourth favorite of his.
Did it beat the Tanuki movie?
That's not his.
Oh,
What's the Tanuki movie?
I forget the
crazy
name of that.
movie.
It's where they save the day with their ball sacks, and I'm
Yep.
not.
They fly
joking.
away.
Yeah,
What is that?
Pompoko?
Pompoko?
yeah, Pompoko.
That's a ridiculous movie. But yeah, and then I watched a couple of movies with my dad. The first was The Adjustment Bureau, and
Mhm.
I saw that a long time ago. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
yeah, I really liked it.
Emily Blunt,
the-
man.
The premise is great. If you've heard, if it's based on a short story by the guy that did Blade Runner, and
Okay.
yeah, the tone of the movie is a little weird because it kind of feels like a rom-com and a sci-fi movie like intercepted each other.
Yeah.
Mm.
But overall, it's pretty good. And then I finally watched Gladiator for the first time. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
It's a good movie, Jared.
First
It's a
time?
good movie, Jared.
Yeah, I've never
First
seen that.
time?
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
It's Jared's fault. Look at him. He left.
Wow.
He left because he doesn't. Crow hater.
I'm sorry. All I think about is the bird. It's like, oh.
The weirdest part is the acting, though, because you have it's Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix as the main two, and it's like Russell Crowe underacts to everything, and Joaquin Phoenix overreacts to everything. So you get these weird reactions from both of them throughout the movie. But it was pretty
Cool.
fun.
It's a cool speech, though. Come on.
Yeah, it's basically just like Revenge the movie,
Yeah.
but it was pretty good. It's
Would you say, since you're a film dude, that
Mhm.
this movie earned the best editing for the Academy Award?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Mm-mm.
Because there's a part, I don't know if you caught it or not, during the what's it called? Coliseum.
Yeah.
Where one of the chariots turns on its side and you can clearly see an air tank in full frame for a good 10 seconds. You're just
Nice.
like,
Yeah.
it's right there.
It's also Ridley Scott's weird thing where just once the action starts, there's a lot of shaky cam, which I don't like. I'm just just show it. Don't shake the camera so much and edit so fast.
Well, you
He's
got the contrast for the first part where it's really cool, sweeping shots of the action,
'cause
and then
The opening's really cool.
yeah, and then you get to the Coliseum. It's like,
he's excited. He's like, yeah.
Oh, I got Russell Crowe.
But I don't
go
think
ahead.
it deserved Best Picture either for that year.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the 90s. Or
In
whatever
80
year
years.
that- yeah.
was it?
There was a lot of good movies in 2000.
2000. Yeah. 2000's a weird time.
I forgot to update you guys on Platinum Watch. I am 2 movies away because me and Jonah
yeah.
went to see Godzilla again.
Oh.
Still good the second time. All right.
So good.
So,
So yeah, and then the last one I watched was Air with the Ben Affleck movie.
Mm.
is that good?
It was really good. You have to like these kind of movies because it's a lot like Tetris. It's very similar because it takes place in the 80s and it's like a biopic and it has a bunch of 80s songs in it.
I
I
think
for,
Joseph and Jared would appreciate this a lot.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's that time period where we were all kids and all of us knew kind of what was happening around this time. And so it's kind of like watching The Last Dance or Space Jam. Oh yeah, we were part of that. And so kind of seeing
Yeah.
that happen.
I really liked it. Jared,
Yeah.
it starts with that Dire Straits song, so
Mhm.
it's fine. An okay song.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much different for a biopic of that era, but it does it really well. And there's a lot of great actors in this, and they all do a really good job in this movie. So yeah, it's a great film. So that's all I watched.
Who are you passing
So-
it to?
Michael.
I only got 2 this time. And one
My
of them
God.
we already kind of talked about because I've been watching, Murder at the End of the World. did not realize that the last episode is tomorrow or Wednesday.
Oh, really?
I thought there were
It's only
10
7 episodes.
I thought there were 10 episodes, and then I saw because I follow the director Britt Marlin on Instagram, and she's like, "Final episode this week." I was like, "Huh?" So that kind of threw me because I didn't feel like we were that boiled down to an ending. But I guess we did. We did kind of reach the end of the past stuff. But I felt like we could do. I don't know. We'll see how they end it. But what were you saying?
I don't know. I don't really like her character because she's actually in the show.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the OA on Netflix?
I did not.
I'd be very interested to see. It's man, what like
Is that the one you love?
I freaking love this show so much. It is. You literally can't say anything about the show without spoiling it, and you have to watch both seasons. You can't just watch one season. But I literally
Really?
can't say anything. But she's the main character in the show. But oh my gosh, it delves into such cool stuff. Anyway, Murder at the End of the World. Yeah, I'm with you. It was like there were good parts of the episode and the bad parts of the episode, and then a lot of just bad dialogue. I felt like in this one, I felt like this had some of the weakest dialogue in the show so far. And I was like, come on, you're I don't know. I feel like we're like they didn't really know how to really get to where they wanted to go, so we're just kind of like throwing a bunch of stuff. And it's like this is like the point your finger episode. They did it. No, we got the wig, and then explain what's going on there, and then I don't know. There's just a lot of I don't know.
And if it ends the way that they're kind of setting up, I won't be too happy.
Yeah.
I want there's got to be more of a twist than just.
That's what I keep expecting because of the OA. I'm like, there's got to be something more because the OA is just like, it just kept expanding, kept throwing loopholes. And you're like, what the heck's going on? And so I keep expecting something to happen here, but who knows?
Yeah,
honestly.
hopefully the last episode stuff gets twisty because I won't be too happy if it's just straightforward.
Yeah. And then the last thing I watched, went to go see Wonka, ladies and gentlemen. To my great surprise, because I wasn't like super down on the movie, but I was like, I'm questionable about it. I have not been that delighted in a movie since Paddington. 100%. Movie is absolutely freaking wonderful. Like all of us, we would go see it for Johnny's birthday, and all of us were just like, oh my gosh, we can't stop smiling. I had the soundtrack on the way going home in my truck, like just singing my head off. It's so strange because it's far more kiddish than Paddington's gonna be. So like the villains, like that's the weakest point of the movie, in my opinion, is the villains. It's like it just goes uber cheesy, uber goofy, uber like annoying kind of comedy.
Did you say it was way less kiddish than Paddington?
No, more.
Oh, I'm sorry, more kiddish than Paddington?
Yes. So like
yes, because Paddington is made for the middle-aged guys, I guess. So I'm just saying.
But like
it's a chord.
Going in, like seeing the trailers, I was like, I don't really feel like all the trailer stuff. I was like, that's not really hitting for me. That joke's not hitting
trailers
for me.
aren't great.
That's not,
yeah.
It somehow, everything with Wonka I loved. Like as you flow into the scenes, it has just this kind of awkward quirkiness to it of just like, and he's definitely a different Wonka than we've seen before for sure. But he just definitely brings, like I was 100% doubting whether I was going to enjoy his parts, and his parts 100% was like the highlights of the movie for me. How he interacts with people and how he does things. He has this weird kind of rhyming thing he does the whole time where he just makes up words to rhyme with what they're saying, and it's just so darn charming. And I don't understand why it's so darn charming, but I loved it the whole time. He'd sing a song and you're like, that it's not a word, but I love that you did that the whole time. It has the freaking shots though. There's just one shot in a bird's like tower thing. I don't know what you call that. And it doesn't make any sense of how everyone gets up there, but it's very Paddington. Where I kept looking at Johnny, and Johnny's just like, "What? How are they up there?" They kept popping all the characters kept popping to the windows, and if you ever watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it just has that delightful charm and just joy that they brought to the whole movie. And just like the little characters throughout the movie have their own each individual arcs and everything, and everyone kind of grows in the way that you're satisfied with. It's super super good. Love the music. The main song, I guess for the movie, like whenever he kind of opens the shop for the middle of the movie. At first I wasn't a big fan of it. I was like in the theater, I was like, I feel like it's repetitive, but hearing it through the soundtrack more, I've enjoyed it more. But apart from that, I don't know. It was a surprising delight. I loved the movie. Loved it.
Do you love the original?
I do love the original. I love all of them actually. But
do you like the 2005 one?
I do actually. With why can't
I like
Johnny
that
Depp.
one.
I was about to say Johnny Depp. Or I mean Jim Carrey. Johnny Depp. I watched The Grinch the other day, but we don't need to go into that because that movie's insane.
I'm sorry. I was having a flashback.
But
Happen often?
this was
Increasingly.
definitely worth seeing, in my opinion. I want to go again, honestly. I don't go see movies again. But very fun.
That's true.
Very fun movie.
If Michael ever watched the movie, we were all like, "Ooh."
You watched it twice? What? All right, Thomas, carry us out.
All right. So we're going to start off with some YouTube here. Found a channel called Manly Badass Hero.
Oh, he's good.
He's great. Like I watched some of his retro gaming stuff that he does. One called Fishing Vacation Deluxe. It's like this Game Boy game that you're on a fishing trip and you're apparently awakened elder gods below a lake. And they're like, oh, look, a lake. I caught a shark. You what? So
He's got a great voice.
he does have a great voice. It's very sexy.
Oh,
There's this one called Fears of Fathom. It's like a haunted house game, but part of it's also like a driving game. So he stops at like a restaurant and he like puts it in order just like as a joke. He's like, holy crap, they actually brought me what I ordered. And it's like a low res game. He's like, there's the milkshake. Like, oh my God. Like they put in this much detail. The one that really was amazing though, is called Slay the Princess. It's this almost like a choose your adventure type of game, but it's like dealing with time loops. So Joseph, get them time loops there.
Time loops.
It's a very interesting game. I really recommend you watch like a playthrough, like a straight playthrough of it. It's crazy. And then I watched this other channel, and it kind of leads into my next thing. It's called Better Than Food. It's actually a book
How
review.
dare them?
It's actually called. It's a book review channel, Joseph. So
really?
apparently that's a thing. I don't know why we sync up sometimes. But he was going through like some Clive Barker books, like The Hellbound Heart, which is Pinhead, or not Pinhead, but Hellraiser, and he also went through some Cormac McCarthy stuff, which is weird because when he was talking about it, I was actually reading a Cormac McCarthy book called Child of God. So one of his short novels. It's about a serial killer. A lot of his books are about serial killers. But that they have a great piece of writing. Is that this one guy is describing, he's like, you know what, you're a 360-degree son of a bitch. He's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, you're a son of a bitch no matter how I look at you. So anyway. But then I also finished another book called Masters of the Air, which is going to be debuting on Apple as a miniseries. It's about World War II bomber crews. A incredible book, not a pleasant read though. It's a very, very graphic book. I'm wondering what they're going to do with the show because, I mean, it goes everywhere. Like from the Japanese raid, or from the raids on Japan to the bombing of Dresden to apparently there were internment camps in Sweden that they kept quiet. Nobody knew about them until like the 70s, apparently. But it was a crazy book. Really good, but not a pleasant movie to watch. Or sorry, pleasant book to read. Sorry. And then I wanted to be a little happier, so I watched A Wonderful Life, which stars Jimmy Stewart, which is funny because Jimmy Stewart was in Masters of the Air. He was actually one of the bombing crews, and so was Clark Gable, believe it or not. So that kind of tied in well with our movies here. And then I also wanted to feel some happiness, so I watched a Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's good.
I've never seen that one.
What?
Really?
Joseph, Jared, you got some fail here.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
We're good.
Have to for himself.
One of the best parts of this movie is that Michael Caine's in it, and he plays it completely serious.
Mhm.
Like, and I saw one of the memes is like, you know what? Christmas Carol, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Michael Caine. I'm going to play this as serious as a heart attack, and he does. Like, it's pure acting, man. It's so good. And then I watched. Okay, so I skipped ahead about 40 years, guys, and I apologize. I watched The Deer Hunter, which is a best picture.
Why did you do that?
It was on.
We were right there. We're gonna watch it in a couple more.
Because it was leaving Netflix on the 15th, and I was like, I haven't seen Deer Hunter, have I? And I don't remember if I had or not.
You can't.
You could have watched it first.
Skip ahead.
So I watched it, and what was funny is that in the movie, no, not giving anything away, except for Michael was humming "I love you, baby," because apparently that's a trending thing on TikTok now.
love
It's a
Music.
well,
I don't
it's
know.
on Reels or whatever, and it's called "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" by Frankie Valli, and they sing that in the movie. I was just like, "Huh, holy crap!" So I'm syncing up with everybody.
We're just very disappointed.
I know. And then I watched Rope on Criterion Channel with Jimmy Stewart. Fantastic movie directed by Alfred Hitchcock. I did not know this, is that entire movie is shot in 8 10-minute takes, because that is the limit at the time of what a film camera could record, was 10 minutes. And they would literally shoot until they did it. There was almost no editing in this, and all the walls actually moved around so they could continue the takes as they move the camera along, which is really cool. And then had finals, passed, straight A's, woo! And I was watching Parks and Rec the whole time I was doing it. So there you go. Finished Parks and Rec as well. And if you haven't watched the producer's cut of the last episode, I recommend you do so. There's some little extras in there. Do you remember the reporter, Shauna Mulway Tweep or whatever? Yeah, she ends up marrying Paul Rudd's character in one of the scenes. So kind of a
I remember
weird-
Paul Rudd being in the end of it.
I know. I don't either.
He plays the guy
Introducing
that,
Paul Rudd.
he plays the guy that Leslie runs against for council. City council.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
I also
yeah.
was doing some random Black Keys music video watching, and it turns out that the guy that plays Jeremy Jam is in a Black Keys video. He
There's
plays a
man named
rabbi.
Jeremy James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just got jammed.
Yeah.
Been too
But
long.
yeah, he's in a Black Keys movie or Black Keys video. He plays a rabbi on a public access show. So
Wasn't he Beanie on that Sklar Bros
I think so.
that we used to watch?
Yeah,
Yeah, Beanie.
I found
a-
out that Kevin from The Office used to be in. I forgot. Used to be in Jack in the Box commercials.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Awesome.
kind of cool. And that's it, really. I think that's all I got.
Sweetness.
That's it.
So
Sweetness.
we are getting close to the holidays, Christmas. I mean, we're in the holidays, but we're getting close to Christmas. So we don't know exactly what our schedule is going to be. So this might be the last one for a while. We don't know. But we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays for whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year's, in case we don't see you. We should probably have a couple videos before the end of the year, but if
At
we
least
don't,
one more, I think, right?
yeah, at least one more. But if we don't, we're just glad for any likes and any comments and any follows that you have supported the channel, and we're excited for the next year and hope you guys just give us more feedback and anything you want us to review, anything you want us to talk about, any ideas for bonus stuff. And thanks Jonah for joining us for this episode. Jonah, if you don't know, is our thumbnail master. He makes our thumbnails for us, and
Done some pretty good ones.
yeah, they're
Not gonna
pretty
lie.
funny ones.
My
Dude,
favorite,
that Jared Leto Titan.
that was good.
Amazing.
My favorite though is still the Gundam hand. That's still
Yeah.
like, I was like, all right, that's good. Props, Jonah.
So, thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff to come. And we will see you next time.
Recording stopped.